One thing that I feel is important for us to start to realize that is very common in our Mexican American culture, and I feel that it's a big issue that is causing a lot of division among families. And this is something that I've seen in a lot of my past clients as well. And that's where one of the parents, or maybe even both of the parents, are covert narcissists, right? And I'm not saying that they're bad people or that they are doing this on purpose. It could just be because of how they were raised and how they had to make it through becoming an immigrant and moving to this country, right? These behaviors can sort of be a result of that. And realizing that this is things that you may be going through is not so that you can paint them as the villain or blame everything on them, but simply so you can start to connect the dots and not give these behaviors so much power over your life. And the first one that I want to talk about is sacrificial superiority, where the parent may find themselves saying that they moved to this country, they put in so much work, they sacrificed a lot, and this is how you repay me, or this is how you treat me. And this is to elicit feelings of guilt, feelings of being forced to give, or being forced to act in a certain way by the child, right? Whether it may be emotional, financial, or physically, whatever it may be, they're forcing you to do something through making you feel guilty for all that they've done, right? And this is something that I've heard a lot from my clients, especially this one, right? The second one is martyrdom as a control mechanism, and this comes about where when there's conflict, right, where they feel that their authority is being stepped on or challenged. They're gonna portray themselves as being somebody that has given everything and never received anything. They're gonna ignore everything you've already done for them, everything you continue doing for them, and focus in on this one situation where they may not have been the the one with all of the reason, the one that was all 100% correct or right, and they're gonna use this as a way to gain sympathy and force you to be submissive into what they want, right? And so that you can make them feel like they're up on a pedestal. The third one is conditional affection. And this one is common for a lot of people. It doesn't just necessarily mean Mexican Americans, where it's either the older child or the youngest child feel like, usually the younger child, feel like they're being conditionally shown love, right? And it's very common in Mexican cultures for the oldest sibling to be the most loved, especially if it's a son, right? And this can leave the other children in the family feeling like they're being left out, feeling like they're not loved the same, right? Feeling like they have to overcompensate, do much more to receive the same amount or even a smaller amount of love from the parent. And this leads to creating a very divisive environment, very belittling environment where you feel slighted, right? You feel like you weren't given the same amount of attention, the same amount of love. And this leads to very dangerous cycles of seeking that external validation from somebody else whenever you start getting into relationships. So if you find these things to be connecting with you, then you're going to start to find that a lot of your issues are not technically problems that are created by you, but simply behaviors that you've adopted based on how you were raised and the type of relationship you had with your parent. So I hope that this gives you some clarity on that.